So Devin is out here. I want to say thank you for bringing your book.
Yeah.
Where is the book? It's over
Where's
there.
the book?
Let's get the book.
Get the book, get the book. Talk about the book right now.
So this is the kind of stuff that really gets me excited, you know, all the messages. We've had some amazing messages from not only our Patreons, but also our YouTube subscribers about how this vlog made them come to Madeira, made them move to Madeira, all sorts of crazy stuff. And even if there's nothing in it for me, even if I can just convince one of you guys to come out here to Madeira and you're not one of our Patreons, you don't do the best tour in the world, you know, you do your own thing or you find some other way of exploring Madeira, I'm happy because I got you here and, you know, we can all explore Madeira together. So when I get things like this, you know, this is just amazing.
Yeah, this is
Devin,
something real special.
thank you very much. We had been chatting, of course, on Instagram, and you know, because of we both share a passion for our history. Both of us are immigrants, so you know, you were brought up in Toronto, yes. Correct? And I was brought up in South Africa. So this is a book written by Devin over here about your grandfather's story. You know, the floor is yours, man. Tell them what you want them to hear.
Thanks so much, Jeff. I find myself here in the most beautiful place on earth, Madeira. So I'm very grateful for the invitation. Thank you. My name is Devin Meireles. I am from Toronto, Canada, and I wrote a narrative nonfiction novel about my grandfather's immigration story. So I do have Portuguese roots from the Azores specifically, but the book is about my grandfather and his true love story with my grandmother, the hardship they face, and what inspired them to want to leave such a remote utopia of the Azores to start a new life in Toronto, Canada for the future of their children and their grandchildren, such as myself. I went down this genealogy rabbit hole and carved out this story because I wanted to create an experience for my family specifically. But as the project emerged, I found there are some benefits and some interesting notes that any reader can obtain from the story itself. So if you have Portuguese roots, if you're interested in Portugal, or you're just looking for a good read, the Portuguese Immigrant Atlantic Heritage story can entertain you, at least for a while. And I hope there are pieces in there that you can discover about yourself, whether you have Portuguese ancestry or not. With this book, I hope that anyone can at least look in the mirror and question what is their personal roots, what is your heritage, and go down that rabbit hole and discover yourself and the history that led up to you today. Because that's a big piece, Jeff, I think, that's kind of lost on some of us. We don't look back and reflect on that. And looking towards the future, it's kind of ironic that my family came from Portugal for better opportunities in Canada. I'm very grateful for the sacrifice they made, and the book documents everything that they went through to get there. But I find myself today as a Canadian, privileged Canadian, looking with the dream of the fantasy, or maybe not so much a fantasy dream, but the realistic vision of myself moving back to the islands and reconnecting with my Portuguese ancestry. I have my citizenship, but down the pipeline, that is my dream of living in Portugal. And it wouldn't necessarily be Azores, it would be Madeira that I would want to live on.
This is a big one, eh? We converted an Azorean.
Oh, like this is the place. And my wife is Madeira ancestry as well. So, but every time I come here, Madeira is such a beautiful spot. The people are warm, welcoming. There's so much to discover. There's history. It's always a new experience when I come back. And whether you have Portuguese roots or not, Madeira is the place for everyone. Everyone belongs here. So, you know, it's just something that inspires me, and I hope my book can inspire you to maybe look down Portugal and consider Madeira would be the spot. But yeah, that's my story. I'm a writer, part-time writer, so you can find me on Instagram. My handle is lusoluni. I also have a website, lusoluni.ca. You can find a copy of the book at my socials, or simply check it on Amazon. International shipping, there's paperback copies as well as ebook format. And check it out. I hope you enjoy it, and yeah, check me out on Lusoluni. Thank you very much, Jeff.
Thank you, Devin. And yeah, this is just fantastic. Congratulations.
Thank you, man. Let me know what you think.